Hi, this is David Cornelson from Mach9 again, and I am struggling with one hurdle that I'm trying to get past, and it's product design. I know what I want, I have a picture in my head, but I'm not a graphic designer, I'm not an information architect, and I'm not, for the most part, a product designer. I'm a idea and vision guy, technologist, but I don't really have the skills to understand what would make an effective user experience. And I've talked about this on Twitter quite a bit, and I think there's a lot of overlap and confusion where some people think what I want is pretty pictures and color maps, and they're offering web templates, and it's all over the place. And I think I'm just communicating poorly, and I want to kind of figure this out. I want someone to take my idea and help me figure out how the functionality, which I understand extremely well, would best be displayed in a mobile app or a web app or both. This I've talked about this before. This is the single rule within a Mach9 poker strategy. The user is going to have many of these rules as a part of their strategy, and their strategy is what we call a bot, a poker bot. And then they're going to run their strategy versus our AI bots. So that's the general product idea. So one of the things that I've been thinking about is this idea of like a combination lock where you can flip the numbers. There's like 4 or 5 numbers and you can spin them up and down until you get the right combo, and then you open your lock, and then you can flip all the numbers back to like 99999 or something like that, so no one knows your combo. I was kind of thinking about that, and I came up with this idea that this would be kind of like my combination lock here. Where is that? So I did something like this, and that's a really horrible oval. But imagine this was a combination lock right here. This area right here was a combination lock. And you could spin these guys or select multiples of them, because when you're doing the work of building rules, you're not just building one rule at a time, you're not picking one set of criteria at a time, because that would take forever. The idea is to use groups of your poker ideas and group them together, and then have an act based on that grouping. So position, and then a range of big blinds. So you might have a range. You might only want to target 100, but you may want to target 100 to 1,000 for big blinds, and have some rule based on all of that entire range. This is your whole card range chart, and I don't like this. This is obviously way too small for anybody's thumbs, or even mouse clicks would be kind of a pain with this. So this has to be kind of rethought to some degree. And then the round is pre-flop, flop, turn, river. You pick one of these, and the whole idea is after picking these prerequisites, a list would fill up with your rules. And if there's none there, then there would just be a default button that said create your first rule or whatever, or create a rule. And then once you've decided to edit or create a rule, then we kind of get down to the edit / creates page where, and I want to re-envision this as well, where you've got a bunch of tools. You've got the prerequisites up here, and there's one missing. This has position, hole cards, and round. There should be also the big blind range should be in here too. This is an old design. But then you get to pick these tools, and this is a dynamic list of tools. We're probably going to be adding these tools over time. So whatever this user experience has to be, this part of it over here on the left has to be flexible. And then this space in here is where you would do the work of whatever that tool is, and then you would save it, and it would go back into the list. And then there'd be some buttons to allow you to run your test. So this is what I'm trying to get to a place where I have something closer to a design, but I need someone to help me figure out how that's going to function. Like, here's the functionality. How is that actually going to work for as best for a user? So that's where I'm struggling. I'm looking, I don't know if I'm looking for an information architect, for a product designer, for a user experience designer. I think there's a lot of confusion on what those all are. And I think I'm started realizing that I think product designer is what I'm looking for. But this is what I'm looking for. I mean, somebody to help me take the functionality that I have in my brain, and a lot of pages here. There's a lot of thoughts, and this is Lucid Chart, and I've got a lot of things in here where I have like kind of brain dumped everything about the app. So I have a lot here that I've thought through. I just don't know how to take the functionality and make it usable and workable and turn it into a minimal, lovable product. So if this is something one of you can help me with, I am open to a normal contract. The only caveat is I am bootstrapped. I do not have $30,000 for this. I can tell you right now, that's a non-starter. It's going to be closer to $5,000. And that's going to be probably the top end of my capabilities at this point in time. We are thinking about some avenues for funding that may be successful and where we can expand the budget. But right now, today, and probably for the next 3 or 4 months, my budget is very, very low. So if this is something that you could help me with, I prefer people that understand Texas Hold'em and hopefully tournaments. If you don't know anything about poker at all, you're probably going to get filtered to the bottom of my pick list. So again, I'm reaching out to the LinkedIn and Twitter communities. I'm not on Facebook, so I can't really share this there. But if anybody can help, or if you know somebody who can help, I really appreciate you getting hold of me. David.Cornelson@Mach9poker.com. And thank you for spending some time with me again.